I recently made a video on how you could become a dual citizen in the fastest time possible. In 21 days up to 60 days, one can actually receive their citizenship as well as the passport, and it was the Vanuatu. I'm going to talk about linking and some of the advantages and why someone would do this. But before that, a lot of you had questions regarding if Vanuatu would regain the EU access or the UK access because they're trying to improve. Are they going to get that back? The short answer, in my opinion, and none of what I'm going to say is legal advice or any kind of tax or financial advice. This is my own assessment and analysis. The short answer to that question is nope. There was a temporary suspension on the EU access for the Vanuatu passport. It used to be one of the best passports, right? It had the UK, Ireland, it had Schengen. But all of that got terminated because of the issues that those countries were seeing. The due diligence is the best in the world for the investor, right? So they have 100% privacy, 100% protections. Yes, is there going to be misuse? Shady characters, illegal characters are going to misuse anything and everything, right? That doesn't change things. There are asylee cases in Western countries, 100% fraud, and those sometimes get approved. And I'm not saying all asylee cases are fraud. Some of them are. A large volume in certain countries are sometimes, and they don't care about that. But if someone has money and they're purchasing a passport, they want privacy, they want to be left alone, they're legally trying to do things, that will attract all the eyeballs in the world, because here you're talking money and there you're talking no money. There's money, but that's in a different context. So that is allowed. This, for some reason, is a problem. So all those visa-free accesses were revoked from this passport. Short answer is, do I think it's going to be added back? It's going to come back? No, there has been a permanent suspension by EU. The Vanuatu passport is good for tagging, linking, and layering. I'm going to explain these things. It's not good for travel. So let's say you're trying to travel to Europe and you're trying to use the Vanuatu passport. It no longer has the access. Are they going to give you visas on this passport? Probably they would, because obviously, you have a reason, you have a qualifying criteria. You can obtain a visa and then go to Europe, but I would not use this nationality for travel purposes. This is not really for people from poor countries, right, who are looking to upgrade, third world countries. I shouldn't say poor countries, third world countries who are trying to upgrade their visa-free access. Does it have all the great visa-free? This does not have the visa-free that you're looking for. This passport is particularly very good for people who already have money, successful people, reasonably wealthy people. I'm not saying the rich and the famous, right? Ordinary wealthy people, regular wealthy people who have the means to purchase a passport, to purchase a nationality. This is ideal for them for some unique reasons, which I'm going to explain. But the highlights of this passport is that the due diligence is in your favor, right? How does this work in your favor? What are the advantages compared to other citizenship programs? If you've missed that all important coverage, you can watch this one. I've detailed 5 or 6 reasons why other ones make no sense, and around 5 reasons why this makes absolute sense. Now let's talk about tagging, right? So tagging is, let's say you have your home country nationality. That's a plan A nationality. You want to protect this one. You want to protect this from whom? You want to legally protect this one from your own home country, right? Keep them out of the business legally. And then you also want to protect this from outsiders. You don't want other countries or bad actors in those countries to stereotype, right? So let's say you're an American, or let's say you're an European, and you don't feel comfortable being that outside when you're traveling. So you want to keep the baggage at home. You want to keep this passport, this nationality. You want to leave it, keep it at home. And when you're traveling, when you're moving out, you want to be free of that baggage. You don't want the stereotype, a certain type of a Western stereotype. That's where, for diversification purposes, you get this quick and dirty. And when I say quick and dirty, it's just a coin term for this purpose, right? Doesn't mean anything wrong. You're paying money, you're doing a quick due diligence, it's working in your favor, you're getting a nationality. It's one of the UN recognized countries, right? It falls in the list of 195. It has a passport, it has a nationality, it's a legit citizenship. It's a beautiful country to visit and to use as a plan B location for a quick getaway, or let's say a month or a couple of months, you can actually live and have a beautiful time in Vanuatu. Once you have a nationality, this stuff is legal. Is this good for travel? No. Then what is it good for? It's good for obtaining residencies. There are a lot of countries who they don't care how many passports you have. All they are interested in is the one that you're using to enter their territory. So let's say you're legally exercising your rights to enter using this Vanuatu citizenship. You are a proud Vanuatuan now. You're a real citizen, as a legit citizenship. So you travel to that country. There are also a lot of countries who do not need you to get the residency visa from home, right? So from Vanuatu in this case, you can enter. Let's say you have a visa free, you enter, and then you can utilize this passport to gain your residency on top of this. And because they don't care about they don't legally look for your other citizenships, you have a unique combination here. You have a nationality, which again is not being used for visa free travel or all of that. You're using your nationality to get effective and good, respectable, genuine, high quality residencies. And then you have this unique combination sitting in your portfolio. And what is this for? This is not for doing anything wrong or anything illegal. This is specifically for Plan B purposes. Protection, diversification. Let's say something goes wrong in future. You have a combination that's always going to be there. So you're going to have a lot of peace of mind. Second thing, it's a matter of pride, right? You have this option, collect luxury items. This is a very useful item. This could be viewed as a luxury that not many people afford. So this makes a lot of sense for people and their families and their children. Tomorrow there's a war or whatever happens, you just want to be completely off the grid legally. Then you have something sitting in your background which you're proud of, which you can exercise, and you don't have to go to Vanuatu. You can go to your place of residency. There are also a lot of residencies that are flexible, meaning they don't ask you to live there in order to keep the residency. So you have a lifetime passport which does not require residency. Maybe you strike a lifetime residency which does not require physical presence. You have this combination sitting. And there are also certain residencies which are dateless, so you don't have to renew the residencies. So although you'll renew this passport every 10 years as a routine, but you're not ever going to renew those residencies. So you have less hassle and maximum protection. I'm going to discuss a few examples for these residencies, right? So citizenship, we know it's Vanuatu. Quick, less burden, right? For the paperwork, they don't even ask for apostilles. They ask for the least amount of documentations ever. 21 days to, let's say, 60 days or 90 days, you have your passport in hand. With us, this will be the fastest because our person is the most direct person that works with the government. So there's obviously peace of mind and the speed that you would get with working with us. Now let's discuss the options. The number one option is obviously Mexico, because this will eventually lead to one of the world's strongest passports. It's a flexible residency. You can either get permanent directly. If you don't qualify, then you can get temporary residency. Both type of residencies are still going to lead to citizenship in the same amount of time, so you really have nothing to lose. Does it cost to get Mexico? Almost next to none. There's no golden visa fee, none of that. There's only the lawyer fees. You just simply show your monthly income. You can get permanent or you can get temporary, or you have a bank balance. You can show that. You can either get permanent or you can get temporary. So it's one of the simplest, this most straightforward residencies to tag on a passport like this. That's number one option. Number two option is South Africa. Number three option is Panama. I'm going to explain these two together because they have some unique and similar benefits. Vanuatu has visa free to Panama. So let's say you travel to Panama, you select from one of the permanent residencies. It does not require you to have the residency visa from back home. So let's say you enter visa free, you're now in Panama, you're striking the residency, you're getting the VIP permanent residency, and now you have a VIP PR, you have a passport. This is a crazy combination, complete Plan B combination. And the permanent residency can happen in 30 days because again, it's a VIP permanent residency. Similarly with South Africa, there you are donating some money. It's a very low amount, which is $6,800. Let's say you do the donation, you get the permanent residency. The Panamanian permanent residency and the South African permanent residency are both dateless and lifelong, so you don't have the hassle of the renewals. They're flexible, so there's no minimum physical presence required. The South African nationality can be applied for in the 5th year. You got to live there in the final year, right, to prove that you have had the minimum physical presence. At least you're looking at living there for half the time. So these are unique vital options which will then convert into citizenship. What else does the Vanuatu passport offer? The main thing is, of course, it has visa free to Panama, but it also has visa free to Peru. And Peru is also one of those countries which offers citizenship after 2 years, right? So let's say you enter Peru, you strike your residency, and let's say you stay there for 2 years, you apply, you do the minimum physical presence, you apply for your nationality. The Peru passport is a red passport. It has all the bells and whistles. It's a very strong passport. Do not forget, it's also an APEC member like Mexico. So either you're doing Mexico or you're doing Peru, you're not going to go wrong. Mexico has that added advantage of the NAFTA, so you have the TN access back to the US. You also have ETA possibilities to Canada. So all of that would be missing on the Peru passport, but it does have that APEC interest in case you're interested in the other top countries like Australia, New Zealand, Chile, South Korea, and so on, right? Japan, bunch of other countries that you can get with the Peru passport. Now, don't forget, Peru is also part of the Mercosur. So you're going to have the freedom of movement within the Mercosur region. So although the Mexico gets you TN, this one gets you Mercosur. So it's all really about your preferences, what you're looking for in future. And at any point in time, right, you want to strike both. You want to get the citizenship the fastest. Let's say you want to get the residency, you are looking for tagging, you're looking for maximum protection, privacy, and all of those kind of things. You can always click the link, book a call. We can discuss the best combination and quickly get you started. A lot of these combinations that I've spoken about can be struck in 30 days. So you're not only going to be a citizen lightning fast, but you can also trigger the residency. We are now, with a lot of hard work, with a lot of research, with the right kind of people involved, we are now able to obtain residency cards on the same day in a lot of places, right? So like, for example, Mexico, on the same day we can get your card. Benefit with Argentina, as long as the documentation is all done before you arrive, on the same day we are able to get the Argentinian precaria for you. Paraguay, in a couple of days time, we can prep everything inside. You don't have to be in, we can mail the document to you. So we have the mechanism in place to get this lightning fast. One of the biggest frustrations and one of the biggest opportunities that I see in the RCBI world is the delay and the time it takes. So if that can be reduced, made it the fastest, it could be streamlined, then that is what adds value to people's life, and that is what we focus on. All right, I hope you liked this video. Before you go, if you haven't subscribed, then make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the important details or updates in future, and catch you in the next one.